Good morning, Rwanda. It's Tuesday, 4th of March 2025. This is where the big conversations really matter and come to life. Today, on Living Entrepreneurship, we want to explore the potential of e-commerce as a key driver of business growth in Rwanda and beyond. So we will talk digital payments, especially through IremboPay as an enabler. All right, and so we have Bonita and Suvia. By the way, I have to mention this. Years go by because I think I saw these people when they were young.
Look, now you're in the same industry.
Yeah, you see.
Competing for the same job. This world is very unfair.
AI.
Did you just call her Bonita? Is she Bonita or Venita?
Vanita.
Oh, Vanita, sorry. Ephraim is here with us. Good morning, Ephraim.
Good morning, my brother. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. So you introduced a new concept called social commerce. How do you want to differentiate that from e-commerce?
Okay, so because we have guests, we have to behave, not talk about why Juliana has flu.
We decided
that
not to
would
go
be,
that
would be a story
direction.
for another day.
How do you have flu when it's this hot?
You said we're not talking about
Okay,
it.
okay.
It's very hot these days, by the way.
So social commerce.
Yes.
Social commerce. Funny, I don't know if I'm the one who coined the word. I don't know if it exists out there. But I realized that social commerce is a more specific way to describe e-commerce that happens on social media platforms.
How does it become
What
more
do you mean?
specific?
So I sell shoes. Okay, let me give the example of shoes because that's what happens in Kigali. I sell shoes.
It's about selling shoes.
Yeah, no, I feel like that was like
And
the
clothes.
low-hanging fruit. So and bags, by the way,
Bags and lipstick.
and lipstick and,
Yes.
and sometimes watches and other stuff. But anyway, I have shoes that I get from I don't know where, and I'm like, you know what? Instead of me getting a physical store and trying to sell physically, I just have to have a place where I keep my shoes, which is at home, and open up an Instagram page, invest what, $20, $30, and put some Instagram ads out, put my number there, and then people call me and I deliver and I get paid. That for me is social commerce. I've used literally Instagram and WhatsApp, which are social media platforms.
Which people are not using effectively, by the way, because I DM a lot of suppliers and there is no response.
So leave alone the response. What they post actually on their pages, when you ask,
Just AI images.
I mean, it's actually something they borrowed from someone else's page.
Which is actually
that has happened to me here as well.
No, funny enough, and we're going to talk about it with our guests about security and building trust, because that's what social commerce is. I'll give you a simple example. Like for me, I recently got scammed out of 100,000 francs by a so-called Instagram page. Now, the way we vet these pages is not that track record. It's based on the number of followers we have in common. So if I go on that page and I see followed by Jesse, Juliana, and 49 other people, I'm like, okay, these people must be legit.
Yeah.
And so I went ahead and I paid for some things, and my things never arrived. And I got blocked, and I even tried changing numbers to try see if I can trace the person. Still nothing. And so,
Wow.
yeah,
100K is a lot.
100,000 is a lot of money.
You know, somebody this morning just followed me. They deal in real estate and they're selling houses in Greece. And I was like, wow. So why me?
For how much? For $20,000?
Wait. You know those accounts? They're called what?
Bots.
No, the other accounts.
Which one?
I don't remember those accounts. Just which accounts do you have? Why are you buying houses in Greece? And why are Greece
Offshore
realtors
accounts
following you?
Yes,
It's
they know
weird.
who they can see the signs and go, I would have won the lottery, but I won't
Okay,
tell
guys,
you.
can you behave? We have guests in the studios today. And Ephraim, please take the honors to introduce who is with us today.
Granted, I don't think I can introduce them better than themselves. So we have the team from IremboPay. Some fantastic ladies that I've known for some time through other channels, hopefully good ones. To those listening that are wondering, these are good people, very good people. They like to chop life, but good people.
I like the
I
way
like
you
that.
emphasize.
I know.
These are good people.
Like,
Yeah.
why is he?
So they're from IremboPay. We have the product manager, and we have the business development lead. And so pretty much we have someone who understands the product from a technical perspective, and another person who understands it from a business perspective. So I'll allow them to introduce themselves. We'll start with Sylvie, who's sitting right here.
We forgot to say they're a very beautiful lady.
I in this age, it's the month of women, and this is when the corporate feminists wake up. So if you go and you say a woman is beautiful without saying she's intelligent, they might come.
We
for
have
you
it all. Beautiful, intelligent, smart.
That's what I'm saying. So me, it's full package. The
That's
people
a
will
new
see.
one. I'm going to use it.
You better use it
The
because
beautiful and intelligent Sylvie, please.
Well, good morning. Thank you for having me. It's really a pleasure. To top on the compliments that you're giving, my name's Sylvie Sarabge. I am a woman in tech, a follower of Christ, and a privileged product manager at IremboPay.
Great.
And it's really great to be here this morning.
Yeah,
Good to have you here.
great to have you.
did I say I like your uniform? The Irembo shirt is cool.
Yes, we have some cool stuff coming up.
It's
I
giving.
see.
Really,
yeah,
really
it's
cool.
giving
Yes,
good
talk
vibes.
to me nice. I can get you.
Yeah.
Oh, I am
Yes.
gonna be nice. Don't worry. Nice is nice is me. Me is nice. Let's have the other lady.
My name is Vanita Gatana, business development lead at IremboPay. A mother. I work for one of the coolest companies. I guess all of you can vouch for that. So
Irembo.
Irembo is one of the coolest companies, and I don't think anyone can say no to that.
Oh
Allow
my
me
God!
to
My
start
I
there.
hope your boss is listening.
She knows what she's doing.
I know.
No, she's business development. She's even selling herself. Yeah.
And so, why would you say of your Rainbow is one of the best places for you to be working today?
One is we have a very fancy office. I don't know if any of you has visited, but
No,
I
the
think
villager,
I've been
the
to the
villager in me
gardens.
hasn't.
No,
visited.
when you call your office a campus, you know,
Okay.
things are
Okay.
different. Oh.
yeah, and the other thing is that we have a hybrid model of working, so you can, as someone like me who is a mother, you get to have the flexibility to work from home and also go to office. So we love that about Irembo. And the other thing is that they invest in us as employees. So there is a whole L&D
I can see
budget.
it looks
It
looks
just-
She
on
wants, she wants me to apply for a job. At this juncture, I'm like, yeah, I think I
mean,
need to go become an
you
Irembian.
can tell people who get big checks and
You
how-
can see
the
it.
smiles
You
are
can see the way they talk
yeah.
about our workplace.
Very
No.
confident.
13th check.
Yeah.
You see bonus. So I think I really want us to get into this conversation, and we've talked about social commerce. And the good thing is that we in this room, all of us here at some point have tried to sell something. So I think I'll start with Vanita. Before we talk about you as business development lead of IremboPay, you're a consumer. Can you tell us, for example, some of the trends you have seen when it comes to buying goods online? Some of the companies you work with, or at least even just you as an individual that you buy from, who use WhatsApp. What has your experience been so far? Do you buy most of your stuff online? Do you buy shoes? What do you buy?
Yeah, I do buy stuff online. It could be household stuff. It could be a bag, like we said. It could be a lipstick. However, some of the trends I've seen is there is an issue of trust. So let's say, for example, a bag. Me as a consumer, like Juliana said, you see the picture they posted and you're not sure if that's the actual bag. So you want to see the bag probably before you buy it. And a client and a vendor is like, no, fast pay. So you find that, I'm paying for something that I don't even really know if it's the actual item that I'm buying. And once you've paid and they deliver, guys, there is no going back. The motor guy will leave the bag and tell you, I'm out of here. So I think with the e-commerce platforms or social platforms is basically there's a whole thing of trust. The trust is still really not there, whether it's even for the consumers. Us as consumers, we're also scammers, honestly.
Okay, now that's interesting. How so? So because I know we talked about this sometime last week, because I gave my story of how I was scammed by the business owner, and then you gave a story of how clients tend to scam businesses as well.
Yeah.
Could you elaborate on that a bit more?
So I think there was a time where there was a trend before we actually caught it, and it became very famous, and someone is like, I've sent you a message, I've paid. And you have no way to actually really verify if this money you're probably in a rush, and then you send a product only to check that money has not hit your account, and you've already delivered, and this person's phone is off. Now you have to run to MTN, help me reverse the money and whatnot, and the person has already withdrawn the money. So even consumers out here, the streets are tough.
I think there's another way that consumers are thugs as well. This is what happens. You order for food from one of the food places, let's say which one, I don't know, one of those, say Kozo restaurant, and then the food is delivered at your house, and then you throw a cockroach inside the food and then take a picture and say, I was scammed. This is what the restaurant sent me, so you need to refund my money. This is how they would actually do. They do that a lot. I mean, consumers, we tend to do that.
So wait a minute, you throw a cockroach in the food, then remove it, then eat the food, and
Yeah.
also ask for a refund.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
I mean, throw a cockroach for a second, take a picture, and say, "This is
Man.
what the food you sent me."
Economic
You simply
times.
want your refund of the money. So the restaurant is going to freak out and say, "Please don't post it on social media before. Let's just refund your money." But also, the food stays with you. That means you've eaten the food and you've gotten your money back.
I think the truth of the matter is one of the biggest challenges with doing business online, especially when you don't have the infrastructure in place. You said it well. Trust. How do you trust that you as a business owner, when you give your goods to somebody, they're gonna pay back, or at least they're gonna pay you. They're not gonna put a cockroach in the food and then put it on social media or even blackmail you, because to a certain degree it's a form of extortion, right? Because if you go and say no, our food is this, our standards, the person is gonna be like, okay, I'm gonna post this, and at the end of the day, we know that in the courtroom of public opinion, evidence does not carry much weight. Immediately someone posts that picture, it's going to be retweeted significantly
Viral.
more than any rebuttal or reply you might have. And so for me, that's the understanding that there's this aspect of trust that lacks, or at least hinders us from moving forward. Because in my understanding, I'm saying this not to affect the people who have commercial property, but if you can sell your products without the overhead of a physical space, you are better off than anybody else who start a business. Simply because, and I've said this on Living Entrepreneurship, you need to avoid fixed costs. As a business person, if you go out and start your business, the lower your overhead, the better your chances of survival. So that if tomorrow you lose half of your client base, you're not going to be like, where am I getting money for rent? But if we realize that even when you try to start that business, people don't trust you until they see how many followers you have. Does that mean you're going to go and buy followers?
No.
But there are businesses that are not even on Instagram. They have 0 followers. Should we say they cannot be trusted as businesses because they have no followers?
For me, the way I see it is simple, right? Social commerce is exactly that. It's social commerce. It feeds on the fundamental aspect of word of mouth being your best marketing tool. Sibjo? When I see that Juliana is following this page, and I trust Juliana's judgment, and I see Jesse, and I see most of my friends are following this page, the chances of me buying that product is significantly high. I'll give you one simple example. I'm not going to mention the company, but they were advertising. By the way, they're very good at advertising. If they could put that same amount of effort in the quality of their food and the quality of their service delivery, they would be the best business in Rwanda, actually in the world.
But you keep going there.
Because
Jesse follows the same.
because it's groupthink, and I'm telling you, it's an interesting. It's an interesting thing. Even when we go to certain restaurants and certain places. Recently, there was a story that was on social media about a restaurant, and whether true or not, how people handled it online. That's
the pregnant lady.
Yes, that situation. You find that even if people wanted to protest by not going there, you are gonna get caught. Because funny enough, on Friday I think I saw it, or Thursday. On Saturday I went there for a meeting because it was where the person I was meeting wanted us to meet. And it's just that's the way society works, is that we feed off of this aspect of society, groupthink. What everybody else is doing is what makes it more popular, and in turn the same thing happens with brands. The more people associate with a brand, the more people are going to want to associate with that brand. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying.
I mean, there's a power, there's a huge power in social media marketing, and it's actually a lot. These days, it takes probably like 70% of the product you're selling.
Yeah.
What you put out on social media, and what you give in reality, should be the same.
Yeah.
Honestly, it should be the same, because we tend to put so much trust on what we get, the products we get from what we see from social media. So if you give us this and then you give us the opposite side, then it doesn't make sense.
Here's a true story, and I want to use the story to bring a question to Sylvia with her solutions at IremboPay. So I'm just scrolling through social media. What I do is I crop. When I see something as I might need it, I'll crop. So I crop a contact. They sell perfumes, but
You know, you can save the post and then create a new collection.
I don't know about that. I don't have time for that.
Take
I
it.
know how to crop.
I'm not judging you.
But listen,
You
so
can screenshot like me.
you know, I crop it out and I keep it, and then I contact them. I needed the perfume because I needed to gift someone, and they told me that the motor guy would be coming to meet me. So I tried to direct the motor guy where to find me. He says, I failed to get the location. So I told him, let's meet at a particular spot. And I went to meet him there. When I arrived, the motor guy told me, I've been instructed. You first pay before I can give you the product. Okay? But now I am not so sure if this is some fake perfume.
Or even there's anything in the box. There could be something.
You understand?
Yeah.
You know,
There are also instances where you ask to pay first before even a motor is sent.
Yeah, which happened to me with 100K.
All right? In such instances, there comes challenges. One, the customer is not getting what they want because they do not trust what is coming their way. Also, the seller is having challenges to give away their product. What if they do not receive the payment? In such a scenario, how is IremboPay coming in to address these challenges of social commerce?
All right. First of all, Ephraim, you've mentioned your 100K so much. I'm sorry.
I know
for
I
the
feel
pain.
so.
Man,
I feel
it's-
this pain.
you
Can we
this
like
still-
fundraise?
It's still very.
Do you know
very,
how many
very
things
fresh.
I need to sell to make 100K?
Aish.
I
But-
feel you, bro.
So to avoid many frames coming in this scenario over and over again, I would just like run it back a bit to Irembo as a company, and now get it down to IremboPay. So what has made the company successful this far is the aspect of trust, which is a buzzword that you guys have been mentioning throughout this whole conversation, which is what has allowed us to make the tremendous success that we have seen across the country, mostly in helping the society of Rwanda and now going beyond. So where that same aspect comes in is in how IremboPay also brings in people. And I say that I don't know if our audience knows exactly what the platform is about, but the platform is basically trying to help businesses collect payments, and then we also now help them do the extra financial management activities that they need, from how that money is collected to how it's deposited in their own accounts and every follow-up that they need to do in between, checking transactions and all of that. So by that high-level explanation, you can already understand that from the business owner side, the organization side, they already have a clear visibility on the invoices that they've created, basically the people that they're expecting money from. Now, on the side of the clients, the ones who are trying to get a product or a service from them, the trust aspect is built in how we at Irembo vet the people that we start working with.
Oh, okay. So meaning that a vendor can't come on your platform or use IremboPay until they have gone through a vetting process. You know who they are.
Absolutely. So that's
Okay.
where the awesome team of Vanita and everybody in between works to make sure that we have your RDB certificate. We have everything that shows us that you're a legit business. So we have different bodies in the country that are in charge of ensuring your legitimacy. And now we also do our due diligence. So anything beyond that is going to definitely be down to your own values as a person. We will do our work in terms of like the logistics and everything in understanding that you're trustworthy. And then now it comes down to your morals of, as a business, you will deliver what you've said that you're going to deliver. But provided you're in IremboPay, you're using IremboPay, we have done the work to make sure that you're a liable business, right? And then now on the side of the consumer, you will know that when you're about to make a payment and you see our pop-up popping up, if you see IremboPay, you're sure that this is a business that has been vetted, that it's not just a thing that is popping out of fume and just going to like steal your money and
100K.
disappear, right? And then another thing is now on your side as the one who is paying, the payment notification is going to come to both sides. So as the business owner, you will see that you've been paid, and as the client, you will show that you have paid. So both of you receive notifications showing the money that you've paid and what you've paid for.
Listen, I want to understand this portal. Where is it? Where does it even sit?
Yes, that's where you should have started. Yes. So I tried to answer your question and giving like a high level description, but basically, IremboPay, at the core, we are a payment gateway. But now to make it more simple, we basically stand between the client and the business owner to make sure that everything around payment collection and now financial management is taken care of. And I really, really want to emphasize on the fact of the financial management, because we don't just stop at the collection of the money, but we just make sure that now what you need to do as a business in terms of managing that those finances is taken care of through the features that the platform offers. Now, to answer your question, where does this platform sit? So we will give you a web-based dashboard that allows you to have now that full visibility of what's going on. We'll get into the details on how you get there. Now, how do you even start having access to that platform? But basically, you have a dashboard. You have a platform that you access via the internet that now shows you all the activity that is happening around your money and has really cool features that help you like manage your finances. Yeah.
I think
So IremboPay is the middleman.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Okay.
I think I want to just get, so now today, my shoes,
Yes.
that I need to sell to get my 100K back. Where do I go? And because I think the way I understand it is that, yes, I will still continue selling through my Instagram. My client then hits the contact me or message me, takes them to WhatsApp. And then on WhatsApp, we chat. And then once it's that ready to pay, instead of sending them a Momo code or waiting for it to be delivered to them, I just give them a payment link, right? Now, the question then comes in, to be able to have that payment link, what do I do?
All right. So the first thing is you get in touch with us. We have a website that is up there, www.irembopay.com. You can contact us to like start now having conversations with the business team. Like I said, the first step is to get in touch with us and get vetted for us to now start onboarding you. Once that due diligence is done, the now purely because we are looking at it from the perspective of social media, those people are going to benefit mostly from our payment link feature, right? Because there's also the option of integrating with our platform and doing so directly without like any human interaction,
So
right?
that means now on a website,
On a
like my company
website.
website, I can make it e-commerce friendly to collect payments locally.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So, but then now basing it on the example of social media, Instagram and all of that, we will, once you're onboarded and we've created your profile on our platform, you're now given a quick way of generating a link for your customers. So all the products that you sell, from the lip gloss to the every service that you're offering as well, because it can also be services, are there on the platform. Now, when you get a client and now you're ready to invoice them, like we use in our terms, you will now fill in the invoice details, which they will also be able to see. And then you also fill in like now the contact information, so phone numbers or email if they would like.
Okay.
As soon as you press the button of creating an invoice, they will receive a notification instantly. So you don't even have to like, I know now the other part of the conversation is, have you received the or have you sent the money, or this is the number that you're supposed to send to. I always struggle with that. Like recently I almost got confused and saw the phone number of the bike guy who was going to bring the stuff and almost confused it as the one that I was going to pay to. You don't have to go through that because you will fill in the details as the business owner, fill in the details of who you're invoicing to. They will get a notification. you don't even have to follow up on whether they've paid. The system will tell you, because you will be notified on your end via email, and then you'll also be able to see it on the platform.
Interesting. So how easy it is for a small business, like people who have small business, people on Mache, how is it easy for them to start using IremboPay, and what are the steps involved?
I think maybe Vanita
I think Vanita
can answer
should take that one.
So for any business, small or large, you just reach out to us. Like Sylvie said, we have a website, or you can even call us. We have a number. We'll give you the number. So you reach out to us, and then we give you the basics, which is the KYC form. We need to know our clients, because this is part of a requirement from our regulator. Like we said, we validate these businesses for the end user.
How long does it take, the process from beginning to end?
So for integration, for payment links, it's 2 weeks max, because that is very simple. For integration, we give it 2 to 3 weeks, because most of the work is done on the client side. So the client is the one that has to integrate with us.
So what are some of the businesses, the sectors that you're looking to tap into?
So we're looking at all businesses, but there's some sectors that have already understood what IremboPay is. Case in example right now, like we're speaking about e-commerce, we're also talking about tourism companies, a tour operator, a hotel. I saw a very beautiful facility right next to our FM.
A sister company.
Yeah, I guess I'll be talking to Jessie or Juliana. That is also a potential client of IremboPay.
Even the university could be a potential
even the university.
client.
So it doesn't really matter which sector you're in. We are open to any kind of businesses. As long as you have clients, you have payments to make, IremboPay is the right product for you.
Is it just an illusion? And this is a general question to all of us before we wind up. You can see you've taken really long to come for this conversation. Yeah. There are millions of questions on taking on this platform. In Rwanda, is it an illusion when we talk e-commerce? Is it something which is just for Kigali people?
We can ask the people in the room. In the last month, have any of you bought anything through food or whatever through your phone?
Food, of course. We're always doing that.
Friday.
In
food.
Kigali, yeah? On Fridays.
I like you. Friday.
It was cosmetics.
No, I think for me, I remember before Vuba Vuba became Vuba Vuba, there was Jumia.
Yeah.
And I remember the mentality or the perception around buying food through an app. People didn't trust it at all.
It was a new product. We did not know. We
your
were
food.
so Africans that so we're used to, let me see what I'm buying.
Yeah, exactly. and I think again it comes back to what we're talking about, trust. And maybe because of the interest of time, we haven't gotten into the aspects of how secure the system is. But I'm assuming it's Irembo, and they handle money for one of their products is Irembo Gov, and they handle payments for police around traffic fines. Imagine you're handling police's money, so it has to be secure.
They're the right people to talk
exactly.
to. I feel like I was punished.
On the insurance story.
so in essence, for me, I know it's about trust. You'd call it an illusion on the basis of we still haven't reached that point where we trust entirely 100%, because we don't have one single person who creates that level of trust.
But I want to bring it to a level of if you were in Gisenyi, would you be in a room and call a place to deliver food to you? Or are you only comfortable when you're in Kigali?
That is a very good question. Sylvie looks like she wants to answer. Help me answer it.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say that it depends on who, but if you've already done it before and it has worked, that's how technology has managed to get to where it is. One person trusts it, and then it becomes a part of life. Actually, when you get to Gisenyi, you're wondering, is there going to be a place that's going to give me the same experience that I get in Kigali or whatever? So I'd say at the core of it all, the thing that helps us move forward is how trustworthy are these things becoming. The more we gain trust in them, the more we now are, they are integrated in our lives, right? It's not like when the telephone came to life and everything, people were using it in one location and then just like dumping it because they're going to a place where the technology hasn't reached yet, right? So it's just a matter of now the people who are doing it in the most known places like central cities and all of that, spreading it across. Now, yes, there's going to be a question of do they have the infrastructure for it in those remote places, but the technology itself will push itself even to the other sides of the country, as people who have used it in like Kigali, gone to Gisenyi, Butare, wherever, you still want to see if there's going to be a vuwa to help you at 1 a.m. wherever you are, because you've already seen it come through for you in different places.
This is last question. Okay, I'll give Ephraim maybe half a minute. I know he won't manage to use it properly, but I've seen something online or someone complaining that what shall we do else as fintechs now that IremboPay is doing everything? Why do I bring in this question? Where is the place of the banks? In your communication, I see you talk about banking integration. I see you talk about mobile money. Where is the place of the cards, the Visa cards? Where is the place of Momo Pay? Where is the place of Airtel money, even with your systems?
All right. Let me start from the last one and then go on the one that has been making the buzz on the internet. So basically, those are what we call our payment partners. They're the people who actually help us receive payments from people. So we can't, as IremboPay, take money. We take it through the people that we work with. So we have, like you just mentioned, MTN Mobile Money, Airtel Money is on the platform. Cards, we have Visa, MasterCard, Amex available, American Express. The banks, we currently have a bunch of them. We've integrated with the Bank of Kigali, I&M, EcoBank, and the list is getting long. Now, to answer your question about people saying we are taking everything, I'd answer it from this perspective. Everything is about value. We are all competing on the same market at the end of the day. And what I've seen that people are willing to invest money in, especially in business, especially in handling money, you will not throw your finances to somebody just because they sound nice. It's not Irembo as a platform or as a name that is going to sell this. It's the value that we bring. So now what we do back at the office is to make sure that we are delivering as much of good value as we can. If you're doing the same, we will go head to head. We'll probably win, but we'll still go head to head, right? Because the game here is to continue to provide value over and over again in how what the people need, how they need it done, and how we solve the problem. So it's pretty much fair competition at the end of the day, because if you come up with an idea and it solves for a business better than we do, they'll go for you.
I was gonna just to add to that in the 30 seconds you've given me. Because I had, again, this similar conversation with some of the senior management of Irembo. And I think when I understood got a better perspective or context of the situation, I understood that actually it's a good thing for the market. Irembo, most people think Irembo is a government entity. It's a government platform. Irembo is actually a private entity that has different products, and one of their products is Irembo Gov. So government became a client. Now, what does that simply mean is that Irembo has an advantage that a lot of tech businesses in the market don't have. But now this is the interesting thing. When you have a giant like that, they tend to be the people who open doors. If you're smart, and she talked about value, the way technology exists, especially as an economic product, its job is to create markets. Its job is not to, the pie is not one size. What happens is that if Irembo comes in and they start creating that level of trust for e-commerce, automatically now vendors and businesses are more open to receiving payments digitally. So if you're a similar fintech, what do? You just go and give better rates because you don't have people like Sylvie and Vanita to give 13th check or bonuses. So you're like, we can operate at a cheaper cost, meaning we can offer this product at a cheaper price.
I think people should stop lamenting. The thing is just bring a product that is better than what is there,
and it happens.
And let's just all be in the market and see what.
And then here's another thing: when you have a company like Irembo with deep pockets, if you create the right kind of product, they can acquire you. How many people talk about being acquired for $1 million, $2 million in this market locally? So if you go and you build a quality product, you position yourself and you get attracted, like, and they pick you up.
Smiling, for example,
because I want to be acquired.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Irembo should acquire us. Is there where you can
adoption,
create another whatever platform for communication, like media people like us?
Hey,
So you
Like this is your.
acquire.
So
She's
you
a
can
product
acquire
manager,
us.
so that's her job. Her job is to
Coming
come, yeah.
just give me the right problem to solve, and then you'll see us on the market.
Lastly, and this is to Vanita, at your fancy Irembo office, we're in the Women's Month. What should we expect? Us who are fans of the women.
She didn't come prepared for that one, but she's very
What
pink.
does he want
Because
to
of
say? That
that.
you're giving women discounts? What is he trying to say?
I know. Women, please reach out to Irembo. We'll probably have some goodies for you, some discounts. Who knows?
Our time is fast spent. We've borrowed 8 minutes off of the news time. We have to get into the news. We'd like to appreciate you, the team from Irembo and Ephraim, who's come through for Living Entrepreneurship today. This conversation will continue as we together learn about the platform, the benefits, the futures. I think that's what we've not touched, the different futures, that have been developed on IremboPay. Remember to go to www.irembopay.com.
Living Entrepreneurship by Salty with Jesse, Juliana, and Ephraim Ramwengi. A business conversation like no other.